Alright. What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be reacting to the 2022 BAFTA Longlist. Now, I've been meaning to do one of these videos for a while now, especially like in terms of the SAG nominees coming out a couple of days ago. I was gonna make a video and react to them, but in my time zone they came out like during the day and I just got a little bit too excited. I just wanted to check them out and it basically sabotaged the video because I already looked at them. I could have made a video just talking about them in general, but I don't know, I'm kind of a reaction guy. I like reacting to stuff. So we are going to be starting off this new type of video where I react to long list, in this case nominees, winners, and you know, just start this and maybe hopefully it's a yearly tradition rather than just doing the Oscar predictions. You know, people who are familiar with my channel know that I do Oscar predictions, and over time it just gets boring and a little bit tedious because you could have like your predictions and you could spend ages perfecting your predictions, and then you think to yourself, oh, these are the best predictions, these are going to win, and then the next day things go wrong. And you know, we have a couple of more stuff to react to after this. You know, you might have the Critics' Choice winners and then the BAFTA winners and the BAFTA nominees and the Oscar nominees, all that stuff, all that goodness that we're going to be reacting to here on the channel. And I might try and fit in maybe one more Oscar prediction video. I don't know. We probably, yeah, we might. You know, I love movies. It's a big season for me, so it's something I enjoy. And to be honest, there hasn't been like much music recently, except for The Weeknd. I was going to react to The Weeknd, but then I was like, nah, I was gone for a couple of days, so I wasn't actually near my YouTube setup, so I just said I'd leave it off. But yeah, okay, so look, I'm going to be reading them off my phone. They could also be up on screen just to give you, just to remind you of who actually made the long list. Starting off with Best Film. Now with the BAFTAs, they only nominate 5. They have 15 down here for who made the long list, and they can only nominate 5 from the Best Film. So this is Best Film. You have Being the Ricardos, Belfast, Coda, Don't Look Up, Dune, House of Gucci, King Richard, Licorice Pizza, No Time to Die, The French Dispatch, The Lost Daughter, The Power of the Dog, The Tragedy of Macbeth, Tick Tick Boom, and West Side Story. Straight off the bat, you don't have Nightmare Alley here, so by the looks of it, the BAFTAs don't really care about Nightmare Alley. House of Gucci is here, which I suppose is a surprise and isn't a surprise, even though the movie didn't do too well. I feel the BAFTAs are kind of more inclined to nominate it because Ridley Scott is English. Maybe that's a thing, I don't know. I know like BAFTAs have always been kind of genuine and kind of keen towards nominating the more British filmmakers and actors. So I definitely think that is the reason House of Gucci is on the long list. I don't think it will make it in the Best Film, not at all. But look, we gotta wait and see. Being the Ricardos. Being the Ricardos is getting a lot of heat lately. Alright, Nicole Kidman won her Golden Globe, Javier Bardem was nominated for a Golden Globe, and now the SAG nominees, they were both nominated in the actor categories, right? So it's usually getting kind of actor and actress love, it's also getting screenplay love here and there. So Being the Ricardos could do pretty well. I don't know if we'll make it in this, like in this top 5 film, but we gotta wait and see. My personal top picks would be West Side Story, Power of the Dog, Coda, Belfast, and then maybe like a fight for the 5th spot between Dune, King Richard, and Licorice Pizza. I feel, I don't know, that's a tough one. But I do feel Coda deserves to be in that top 5. One of my favorite films of the year, and when I recommended it to people to watch, they loved it too. I just think Coda is just an overall great film, very emotional, and it deserves to be there. 100%. Now, outstanding British film. They actually have 20 in this one. Jesus. Okay, so we have Afterlove, Ali and Eva, Belfast, Benediction, Boiling Point, The Colour Room, Cruella, Cyrano, The Duke, The Electrical Life of Lewis Wayne. Everybody's talking about Jamie. House of Gucci once again. The Kingsman, Last Night in Soho, Mothering Sunday, Munich, The Edge of War, No Time to Die, Operation Mincemeat, Passing, and Spencer. Okay, like what is happening, Spencer? Right, Spencer was getting a couple of nominees early on in the award season, and now it's like everybody is kind of like ignoring it, you know? And it's even coming close to Kristen Stewart not getting a nomination for for Princess Diana. The SAGs didn't nominate her, which was a huge snub. And then the SAGs also didn't nominate Ingenue Ellis for King Richard. And it's just like the SAGs probably have the best reputation when it comes to predicting for the Oscars. But if that's the case, is Kristen Stewart going to make it in? Has Olivia Colman and Nicole Kidman surpassed Kristen Stewart? Like Cate Blanchett got supporting actress for Nightmare Alley. Like House of Gucci, I think it goes back to my similar point in the best film. Ridley Scott is English, so even though I didn't think the film was English, that's why they're doing it, giving it, you know, the long list for best British film. I think in a way it's sort of like Promising Young Woman winning BAFTA best British film last year, even though it wasn't technically British. So I don't know. I do feel Afterlove and Ali and Eva will get in. Belfast, I haven't watched Boiling Point, but I heard it's really good, starring Stephen Graham. Last Night in Soho, I really enjoyed Last Night in Soho. A lot of people didn't like it. I really enjoyed that film. I hope Last Night in Soho makes the list, but it's a tough one. You know, they have 20 films here, only 5 can make it through. I don't know. Like Cruella and Cyrano as well is in the loop here, so this is one I can't really predict, to be honest. Passing is a great film. You know, Root Nigga has been getting nominations here and there for Passing. So who knows? Yeah, that's a tough one. Okay, animated film. We have Encanto, Flea, Luca, The Mitchells vs. the Machines, Raya and the Last Dragon, Ron's Gone Wrong, Sing 2. That's pretty much everything. Belle isn't here, but like, I suppose that's the only one I can see a problem with not being here. The rest are pretty straightforward. We knew they were going to get in here. Like Sing 2 and Ron's Gone Wrong probably got in here by a stretch. If I were to give like an animation win, I would prefer The Mitchells vs. the Machines over Encanto. You can disagree with me all you want, but The Mitchells vs. the Machines, it just seemed more creative. It's like Encanto, it's like they'd done it before. It just gave me that vibe that it's been done before. You know, even though it hasn't, it's just The Mitchells vs. the Machines had a lot more humor, and in my opinion, I think it's more of a kids movie. I don't know. I think kids would enjoy The Mitchells vs. the Machines more than Encanto. That's just me. So I'm rooting for The Mitchells. I'm rooting for that. So when it comes to director, Afterlove, Belfast, Coda, Don't Look Up, Drive My Car, Dune, First Cow, The Hand of God, Happening, King Richard, Licorice Pizza, The Lost Daughter, Passing, Petite Maman, The Power of the Dog, The Souvenir Part 2, The Tragedy of Macbeth, Titan, West Side Story, and Zola. I don't think they're going to do anything too risky here. Maybe give 1 or 2 British film directors into this, you know, but I don't think they're going to be too out of the ordinary. Like, they're probably going to nominate Jane Campion for Power of the Dog, Denis Villeneuve for Dune, and maybe Kenneth Branagh for Belfast. One straight away, I love the way they pick Coda. Coda's in the mix here. I would love that if Sean Heather got a nomination. And it even could. Like, it's definitely possible. Yeah, there's once again, there's no Nightmare Alley here. There's no Spencer. I don't know if that's a big shock, but there's no Spencer. There is no Parallel Mothers, which I don't know if that's a big deal, but there's no House of Gucci. All right. So, okay, so they give House of Gucci a long list for Best Film and Best British Film, but then they don't give Ridley Scott an actual director long list. Yeah, so I don't think they're going to be too weird with the nominations here. Original screenplay, we have After Love, Being the Ricardos, The Card Counter, Come On, Come On, Don't Look Up, The Duke, The French Dispatch, The Hand of God, King Richard, Last Night in Soho, Licorice Pizza, Parallel Mothers, Petite Maman, and The Worst Person in the World. Okay, yeah, so straight off the bat, I can see that After Love is getting a lot of love from the BAFTAs, which is great. The Card Counter, I'm a little bit surprised that's there. I didn't think it would make it in for original screenplay. Come On, Come On, I'm really happy Come On, Come On is there. Right, you know why? Come On, Come On, I've watched that over Christmas. Terrific film. Right, even the acting, everything about the film is terrific. But it's like nobody watched it. It's like the critics don't care for the film. It hasn't been popping up, and you know, it's sad because the screenplay was absolutely fantastic. Woody Norman and even Joaquin Phoenix's performance, Gabby Hoffman was good. So it's just strange to me that this film hasn't been popping up more. But I really do. I'm gonna root for Come On, Come On to get into the original screenplay. Personally, you're gonna see Licorice Pizza. You're gonna see Paul Thomas Anderson. You might see The Hand of God. A lot of people are saying that the screenplay in that could definitely reach for a nomination. Being the Ricardos, I think it would be between Being the Ricardos and Don't Look Up. Like, I don't think they will both get in. I don't know if either of them will get in, but I feel Don't Look Up would have a better screenplay than Being the Ricardos. But look, Belfast will probably get in there. Man, Last Night in Soho. If Last Night in Soho actually got in, it's just a terrific film. I really enjoyed the film. I don't know why. And like, similar to Come On, Come On, it's just not getting the love it deserves. Adapted screenplay, we have Coda, Cyrano, Drive My Car, Dune, Eyes of Tammy Faye, The Green Knight, House of Gucci, The Last Duel, The Lost Daughter, No Time to Die, Passing, The Power of the Dog, The Tragedy of Macbeth, Tick Tick Boom, and West Side Story. This category is more difficult to predict. Okay, because I feel like a big chunk of the movies that will be getting nominated for Best Picture at the Oscars is in here. And, you know, Drive My Car could make it in. Coda could make it in for screenplay. Power of the Dog, definitely. It's weird that The Last Duel and House of Gucci is here. So they're absolutely loving Ridley Scott. And, like, would you see it get nominated? I don't think either film will get nominated for screenplay. The Green Knight, I'm actually surprised The Green Knight's here, and I'm in a good way surprised. It's actually, they're showing some love for The Green Knight. It made it this far, so hopefully they nominate The Green Knight. So once again, that's a tough one, but I suppose you have to stick to The Power of the Dog, West Side Story, Coda, probably, Dune, and maybe Drive My Car or The Green Knight. That would be my pick. Going on to leading actress, we have Jessica Chastain, Olivia Colman, Lady Gaga, Alana Haim, Jennifer Hudson, Emilia Jones, Nicole Kidman, Jennifer Lawrence, Frances McDormand, Renee Rines, okay, I can't pronounce that second name, for The Worst Person in the World, Claire Rushbrook, Joanna Scanlon, Kristen Stewart, okay, Tessa Thompson, and Rachel Zegler. Right. Right. Okay. For a second there, I thought Kristen Stewart wasn't going to be here for some reason. But man, it's a tough one. Okay, because they can go in any other direction. They don't have to nominate Kristen Stewart. And I feel they might not. Like, you have Nicole Kidman, Olivia Colman, Jessica Chastain, Lady Gaga, like they could go down the route of nominating Emilia Jones, which I would love that if they nominated Emilia Jones for Coda. Alana Haim is getting some bit of love, but I don't know if she would make it into that 5th spot. Tessa Thompson could even make it in there, being the BAFTAs. They could go that route. I don't know. I'm just preparing for the worst. Like, if Kristen Stewart doesn't get nominated here, like, okay, hypothetically, like, if Kristen Stewart misses her chance of getting nominated here for the BAFTAs, how badly is that going to damage her chances of getting an Oscar nominee or even an Oscar win? If she doesn't get nominated here, she's gone, I'd say. But if she gets nominated, but somebody else wins, such as Olivia Colman or even Nicole Kidman, I think you could say goodbye to Kristen Stewart winning the Oscar. I don't know why, I just get that feeling that Kristen Stewart has come down a good bit from the beginning of award season. Leading actor, we have Riz Ahmed, Adil Akhtar, Mahershala Ali, Javier Bardem, Daniel Craig, Benedict Cumberbatch, Leo DiCaprio, Peter Dinklage, Adam Driver, Andrew Garfield, Stephen Graham, Cooper Hoffman, Joaquin Phoenix, Will Smith, and Denzel Washington. Okay, I like this list. You know, personally, Leo DiCaprio, Stephen Graham, Joaquin Phoenix, and Cooper Hoffman made it into the long list. And even though I hope like these guys make it in, but it's not happening. Like, it's like all the critics love Denzel Washington, and I don't think he's going to fail to get a nomination here or even at the Oscars. It's not going to happen. Like, nobody's going to snub Denzel. And I've heard, like, The Tragedy of Macbeth isn't a great crowd pleaser. It's literally Shakespeare. You know, some people weren't too impressed with his performance, but it's hard to say, man. Personally, look, you're gonna see Andrew Garfield, like Adam Driver for House of Gucci. I didn't even see that. I know I read it, but I didn't take it in. They're loving House of Gucci. Why? Why are they loving House of Gucci? Adam Driver. If Adam Driver makes it in, if Adam Driver gets a nomination. Personally, I would see Will Smith, Denzel Washington, Peter Dinklage probably. Javier Bardem is getting nominations here and there. He could definitely make it in. And then maybe Adil Akhtar for Ali and Eva. Who knows, man? This could go in another direction altogether as well. It's hard predicting the BAFTAs. But look, could they go Daniel Craig, No Time to Die? Could they do that? I don't know. I don't know if I would like that or not. I haven't watched No Time to Die. I don't plan on it, anytime soon. But, meh. Okay, so supporting actress, you have Katrina Balfe, Cate Blanchett, Jessie Buckley, Ana de Armas, Ariana DeBose, Ann Dowd, Judi Dench, Kirsten Dunst, Angelou Ellis, Katrin Hunter, Rita Moreno, Ruth Negga, Vinette Robinson, Meryl Streep, Anya Taylor-Joy. Let's just look at the films for a second. Katrina Balfe, Cate Blanchett for Don't Look Up. For Don't Look Up. I just assumed it was Nightmare Alley. Don't Look Up. Really? Why? They literally hate Nightmare Alley, man. They want nothing to do with Nightmare Alley. Jesus. That is sad. That is sad. What are they playing at? What are they playing at? Okay, Jessie Buckley. Yeah, I do feel Jessie Buckley could actually make it in here for the BAFTAs. I don't know why. I just get that feeling. Ariana DeBose. I think Ariana DeBose is winning. Right? I know before in my Oscar prediction I said Angelou Ellis. Angelou Ellis has been snubbed from the SAGs. Could Angelou Ellis be snubbed here? If Angelou Ellis is snubbed, then yeah, Ariana DeBose is and should win the Oscar. But in terms of BAFTA, they could definitely go Katrina Balfe for Belfast. I'm just saying. Judi Dench, Belfast. Like, I'm glad that they nominated Ann Dowd for Mass. Not nominated, sorry, but nominated for the long list. I'm glad to see Ann Dowd here. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I'm glad to see it there. Because it's like a fight. It's a fight between Ruth Negga and Ann Dowd for that spot. You know what I mean? And I know they nominate 6 here, so they could definitely give it to Ann Dowd and Ruth Negga, and kind of leave out a few of the others. But this is a strong category. I don't think Anya Taylor-Joy Last Night in Soho. I actually preferred Thomasin McKenzie's performance, and I'm surprised I didn't mention Thomasin McKenzie. She's not here on the long list, which is kind of strange. Meryl Streep, Don't Look Up. Okay, like if anybody's performance was better, like Meryl Streep was probably better than Cate Blanchett in Don't Look Up, but it's not going to happen. They're not going to nominate them. Yeah, you're going to see Ariana DeBose, you're going to see Ann Dowd, Kirsten Dunst, Katrina Balfe, Ruth Negga, and maybe, I don't know, between Rita Moreno. There's just a couple, man, to choose from, like Jessie Buckley even could have a chance. I really don't know. Same goes for supporting actor, and leading actress. They're all given that 6. So anybody could make that 6 spot. I suppose when it came to the Critics' Choice, it was given to Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage was in there for Pig, which I don't see much of Nicolas Cage. You know, did he get... Yeah, that's a snub I didn't mention. Nicolas Cage didn't get longlisted for Pig. Going on to supporting actor, David Alvarez, Bradley Cooper, Benicio del Toro, Jamie Dornan, Ciarán Hinds, Mike Faist, Andrew Garfield, Troy Kotsur, Jared Leto, Woody Norman, Al Pacino, Jesse Plemons, Mark Rylance, J.K. Simmons, Cody Smith-McPhee. Okay, look, I expressed my opinion on The Power of the Dog. If Benedict Cumberbatch wasn't in Power of the Dog, I would just despise the film. Completely. You know? Benedict makes it. Cody Smith-McPhee, I just wasn't gone on his performance. It's not an Oscar performance. It's not even anything. It's not even a winner. I don't know why he's winning here and there. Troy Kotsur deserves it. I don't know why people are thinking Cody Smith-McPhee is going to win. It's crazy, man. I don't know. Now, this is another thing. Is Jamie Dornan and Ciarán Hinds going to make it into the Oscars and even the BAFTAs? For the BAFTAs, yeah. Definitely for the BAFTAs. Like, Andrew Garfield, The Eyes of Tammy Faye. That's an interesting one, and I'm kind of glad it's there. Hopefully, I don't think he'll get in, but hopefully. That's a... Jared Leto, House of Gucci, of course. The BAFTAs love House of Gucci. Woody Norman for Come On, Come On. I hope they nominate Woody Norman. His acting for a kid, you know, is incredible. He really just dissected into the character, and just his performance was just outstanding. Like I was shocked when I was watching it that this actor is playing the hell out of this character. Al Pacino, House of Gucci. Why didn't I see that? I don't know. I'm not taking this in. How many is that for House of Gucci? It's at least 6 so far, isn't it? Jesus. Al Pacino, no. If it was anybody, it'd be Jared Leto. But like, you never know, I suppose. Jesse Plemons. Why did Jesse Plemons get longlisted? Literally, he's just the same character. You know, it's just, his character didn't do anything for me. It was just like he was there. He was a very bland kind of guy. Mark Rylance, I must say, Mark Rylance, apart from Leo DiCaprio, I feel Mark Rylance was my favourite character in Don't Look Up. And then it'd be Jonah Hill. I don't know why. Meryl Streep maybe instead of Jonah Hill. But I think Mark Rylance really gave just this weird, uncomfortable performance. and it was just funny to watch when it came across on screen. You know, he really played the hell out of this, you know, tech billionaire, and it just gives you an insight into real life billionaires and how they act in person and stuff like that. It honestly, I would love for Mark Rylance to get into the top 6 for BAFTA, but I can hope. J.K. Simmons being the Ricardos, that's getting a lot of love. J.K. Simmons popped up a couple of times in previous shows, so could he pop up here again? Maybe. So this one, you know, Licorice Pizza, Bradley Cooper, he got the SAG nominee. Why? I don't know why. Benicio del Toro, The French Dispatch, that's an interesting one. I remember a lot of people thought that if anybody from The French Dispatch would get in, it'd be Jeffrey Wright. And I heard that loads of times. But Benicio del Toro was the main... I feel he gave the strongest performance. So I don't think it will happen, but it's cool to see his name here. Casting. After Love, Belfast, Boiling Point, Coda, Don't Look Up, Dune, Hand of God, House of Gucci, King Richard, Licorice Pizza, The Lost Daughter, Passing, The Power of the Dog, Tick Tick Boom, and West Side Story. House of Gucci made it into the SAGs for Best Cast. Could it happen again? I don't know. Probably. Belfast, Coda made it, Don't Look Up, King Richard. Could it go in the same direction? I think Power of the Dog mightn't get casting. I don't know why, but I feel King Richard would be a little bit over Power of the Dog when it comes to casting. Don't Look Up probably will definitely get a nomination there. Coda, Belfast, even Dune maybe? I don't know. It's a tough one. West Side Story could possibly get in there. Cinematography. Belfast, Come On, Cyrano, Don't Look Up, Dune, The French Dispatch, House of Gucci, The Last Duel, Last Night in Soho, Licorice Pizza, Nightmare Alley, No Time to Die, The Power of the Dog, The Tragedy of Macbeth, and West Side Story. Alright, we got Nightmare Alley here, right, which, okay, yeah, it is definitely deserving of a cinematography long list, okay? See, when it comes to cinematography, oh, no Spencer here. No Spencer. They gave it to House of Gucci, but no Spencer. Oh, what are they doing? What else isn't here? King Richard isn't here. Tick Tick Boom isn't here. Come On, and Don't Look Up made the long list. That makes me happy. Hopefully. More than likely, Belfast, Dune, The French Dispatch, maybe, for cinematography, Power of the Dog, and maybe West Side Story. These nominees, there isn't really a British, except for Last Night in Soho. Like, there isn't, these nominees for long list aren't too out of the ordinary. So, it literally could be anybody's game here. Like, once again, they nominate House of Gucci and The Last Duel. The French Dispatch, I do feel like with every Wes Anderson film, the cinematography is golden. So I do hope that gets cinematography. Best Original Score, my favorite category in any award show. Being the Ricardos, Don't Look Up, Dune, The Electrical Life of Louis Wayne, The French Dispatch, The Green Knight, The Harder They Fall, King Richard, The Last Duel, Last Night in Soho, The Lost Daughter, Nightmare Alley, No Time to Die, The Power of the Dog, and Spencer. Okay, so I think everybody can agree the score in Spencer was fantastic. You know, Johnny Greenwood, he done the score for Power of the Dog and Spencer. He could be looking at a double nomination this year, even at the Oscars. So I don't think the BAFTAs would snub that for Spencer, you know. So you could have Power of the Dog, Spencer, definitely Dune. The French Dispatch is looking more likely to get nominated, and of course Don't Look Up would make that 5th spot. I think even Don't Look Up would be at a higher level than The French Dispatch, and maybe even Spencer. So like the order would be like Dune, Power of the Dog, Don't Look Up, French Dispatch, and then Spencer. But I don't know, I suppose that's just my opinion, and that's just a couple of ways I've seen it done as well. But yeah, Nightmare Alley by Nathan Johnson definitely could get nominated. I don't know. I listened to the score. The score is okay. I feel if Alexandre Desplat done the score for Nightmare Alley, it would have been better. But look, he done the score for The French Dispatch. So Don't Look Up is my favorite score this year, without a doubt. And I mentioned that before. Okay, so just a few I'm glad to see here. The Green Knight, The Harder They Fall, and Last Night in Soho. I'm glad that they're here. Hopefully they can make it in. I don't know, but we gotta wait and see. I suppose The Harder They Fall isn't really like score, but the director like mixed with the soundtrack and all that stuff. So in a way, I suppose, yeah, it's hard to explain. Okay, so production design, we have Being the Ricardos, Belfast, Cruella, Cyrano, Dune, The Electrical Life of Louis Wayne, The French Dispatch, House of Gucci, The Last Jewel, Licorice Pizza, Nightmare Alley, No Time to Die, The Power of the Dog, The Tragedy of Macbeth, and West Side Story. Once again, all the nominees are kind of repeating themselves, all of the long list films. Once again, House of Gucci and The Last Jewel. They're loving that, like, I don't know why. They're loving those. The French Dispatch will definitely get a nod here for production design. Nightmare Alley, maybe. Okay, so this is going to be the last one we cover today. The rest of them you can find online on the, if you just look up BAFTA 2022 long list, you can check the ones that I've missed. But the last one we're going to be doing is special VFX. Black Widow, Cruella, Don't Look Up, Dune, Eternals, Free Guy, The French Dispatch, Ghostbusters Afterlife, The Kingsman, Last Night in Soho, The Matrix Resurrections, No Time to Die, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, The Suicide Squad, Venom, Let There Be Carnage. I don't even want to predict anything here, to be honest. Like, I know Don't Look Up, like, that sounds surprising at first, but there was a lot of VFX used within Don't Look Up. The French Dispatch, I suppose, a small bit. But I feel like they're going... There's no Spider-Man here, actually. Unless Spider-Man wasn't eligible to get nominated for the BAFTAs. But I feel they're going to go with maybe 2 or 3 Marvel or just superhero. Like you might get The Suicide Squad, Shang-Chi, and even Black Widow mixed with Dune and Eternals or something. I don't know. Or even Matrix Resurrections could fit in there. Honestly, it wouldn't be my favorite category, but it could go one way or the other. Okay, so that's the end of the BAFTA 2022 long list. I suppose, you know, long lists, you know, they're different. Like, it's, I suppose when the nominations come out, that's when the real reaction hits. Like, but it's good to see some movies there that you wouldn't think would make it in. You know, making the long list is an achievement in itself. So it's good to see that, especially like Last Night in Soho and Come On for a couple of categories. The Last Jewel, House of Gucci. I don't think that would happen in any other award season, but in any other award show. But you know, like I mentioned at the beginning, it's unpredictable. Anything is unpredictable. Who knows? But look, the BAFTA nominees, I think they come out February 2nd. The Oscar nominees come out February 8th. I just read yesterday that the Critics' Choice Awards have now moved back to the same night the BAFTAs are on, and I think that's like March 13th, I think, or something. And the Oscars are like March 27. Honestly, man, there's so many dates, I'm trying to keep up myself. But that's it. Okay, so look, that's going to be the end of the video. Thank you for watching. I kind of have like this different setup behind me once again. I'm sort of chopping and changing, but I might stick to it for a while. You know, it's I'm kind of standing. My feet could get tired, but it's fine. Alright, look, I hope you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to like and subscribe, share if you want to, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace out.